you would be okay with the Supreme Court leaving the question of interracial marriage to the states?
Yes, I think that that's something that if you're not wanting the Supreme Court to weigh in on issues like that, you're not going to be able to have your cake and eat it too. I think that's hypocritical.
Senator Mike Braun from Indiana on national television says that interracial marriages now should be left to individual states.
Stop buying from these companies that are advertising interracial marriages or strictly black people and preventing white people from being on their commercials.
I just could not live beside them. I don't feel that they should be oppressed. But I moved here, one of the main reasons was because it was a white community. And that's the only place I intend to live. If I have to leave Levittown, I will do so.
Personally, my home life, it has an effect nothing whatsoever. But on the neighbors, they have a right. Because the average white person living in Levittown has 4 and 5 children. Well, let's put it this way. If the Levittown is migrated in hordes of Negroes, which they have a right to come here, but if something that happens that way, pretty soon my neighbor will be having a son-in-law or a daughter-in-law.
Now, that was the 1950s, Levittown, Pennsylvania. This country will have us believe that that was so far in the past that those people just disappeared. Now, a lot of folks say it's more about class and less about race, but we see in that example right there that in 1957, even if you had enough class status to be able to live in a neighborhood with those folks in Levittown, they didn't believe you was worthy enough regardless of your job. I just could not live by them. I don't think they should be oppressed, but I can't live by them. That sounds like a lot of good liberals and conservatives of today's time. The same speaking points. Think about it though. The suburbs of today was created back then in the 1950s, 1960s. There's a distribution of wealth and knowledge that's been passed from generation to generation to generation that still impacts how we live today. And to be clear, it wasn't that many generations ago. My grandmother was born in the 1950s. And her mother, the person that birthed her, was born in the 1930s. Not that far ago. A lot of folks that run the system right now was raised in times and by people like her right there. In conclusion, when we talk about white flight or gentrification or redlining, it's important to acknowledge that it's not just by policy, but also ideology. You see what I'm saying? Education is elevation. Constantly educated shirts available on the website.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Thank you so much for clicking on this episode. I really do appreciate your love and support on this channel. So I just happened to come across videos on TikTok, saying that interracial marriage is being banned in the United States of America, and looking at current videos or someone who's come up with such, statement I haven't seen. But it actually took me back to an interview that was done in 2022 by the U.S. Senator back then, Mike Braun, who I think is now the governor of Indiana, that made controversial statement about interracial marriage should be left to individual states rather than mandated by the Supreme Court. And later, after facing backlash, he said that he misunderstood the question and walked back to his remarks, affirming he condemns racism. But I also happened to have come across a video of a black man who was, telling people to remember that these people that were actually following the laws and the rules of segregation and the interracial marriage that was illegal, he's saying that they make you see like it was like centuries ago, where it's just things that happened in recent years, and some of those people are actually still living to date. And I was like, I think this is quite an interesting topic to discuss on and get to know what you all think about these, or what's your take on these. I want us to watch these videos, guys, before I even talk more about these, and I'll come back with more commentary. But I really want you to watch these videos carefully, listen, and let us know what's your take or what's your thoughts on these on the comments section. So every clip and every stitch that you'll be seeing on our today's episode, credits belongs to the original creators of these videos that you're seeing on your screens. So let's just dive right ahead and we'll come back with more commentary.
They about to overturn gay marriage. They about to say gay marriage is bad again. Some of y'all might be thinking to yourself, well, I'm not gay. That won't affect me. And if you are one of those people, I just want to say to you, you need to take your scalp out of the orifices in which you poop from. Don't devour feculence. It's as easy as following breadcrumbs back home. Once gay marriage is kaput, they're coming after you interracial couples. Of course, they're gonna go after the black and white interracial couples first. And out of those black and white interracial couples, you know they coming after the ones that got black males and white females. They coming after y'all first. Black women, you out here with Hank and John and Bob, they coming after you next. After that's said and done, they gonna come after the white women who got themselves a Latino. So if you thought you was on the right side because you had a white on your side, they coming for you too, Pablo. Juan, Jesus, they coming for you. I know you thought voting like that was gonna make them like you, but I ain't gonna hold you. That was stupid. Then after that, they coming after the Indian and white interracial couples. I don't know how they gonna swing it, being that the vice president is... They gonna figure it out though. Them white and Asian interracial couples, they safe as fuck. Because the white man's in charge and the white man got a fetish. Talk to me nice. And once they done with all of that and they got everybody back in their groups loving who they want them to love, they bringing it back to Jim Crow. What the fuck you thought they meant when they said make America great again? This bitch ain't never been great. It's been great for them. They literally voted to take things away from people. That's crazy. That's crazy.
So get this, 37 Republicans voted against interracial marriage, and that's no surprise. However, I want to highlight a special someone.
Mr. McConnell, no.
So Tippy the Turtle votes against interracial marriage while he's in an interracial marriage. Now, if he would go against his own wife, who happens to be Asian, oh, well, you know doggone well, we don't have a leg to stand on. Drop your comments in the comment section because I just find this absolutely... I don't have any words for this, honestly.
Okay, before I get into this, son, you know, I'm speaking from the perspective as a white man in an interracial marriage. And this is for other white people, so y'all aren't fucking surprised when this happens. When, not if, when they come for interracial marriage, I'm telling you, there's going to be a whole lot of fucking white people that walk away from their partners and from their kids. There's going to be some of you white people right now that are like, oh my God, no way, that would never happen. You're just fear-mongering, or you're just this and that. No, listen. I've made a video about interracial marriage before, and the amount of comments that I've gotten from people about their white partners who are completely not in touch with politics or not political are a lot. You will see white partners in these marriages choose white supremacy over their own partners and children. I promise you. Because mind you, these white people have partners and children that look like the people that are being snatched by ICE. They're watching Trump on down talk about their partners being DEI hires at work. Doesn't move them. They don't give a fuck. These same partners, white partners, tokenize their spouse at every turn. So I can't be racist. I have a black, indigenous spouse of color. Y'all see it on here all the time. But when the pressure hits and it's building, white people fucking fold to white supremacy all the goddamn time. That's what's happening right now on a national scale. And we're seeing it. We got concentration camps in America. We got the National Guard in LA and DC. We got ICE snatching up kids, families, deporting them. Doesn't matter if they're fucking citizens or not. And white people aren't moved to do shit. So you think when they come down and they try to attack interracial marriage, it's going to move white people? Absolutely the fuck not. JD Vance, I wouldn't be surprised if he set the standard and said, I'm leaving my wife for X, Y, and Z reason. He'll make some bullshit up. And other white Americans will be like, oh, yeah, he did it? All right, yep, then it's safe for me to walk away. When you as a white person can be in an interracial marriage and you see the way the entire country is treating people that look just like your children or your partner, and you just say, I'm not political, or we don't talk about that in my house, you're fucking going to. When the government comes for your shit, well, you're probably not, because you're going to be too scared to say anything or do anything, because you're just going to be scared of violence from other white people for being in an interracial marriage. White people, as a whole, value white supremacy more than anything in their fucking life. 3 out of 5 white men voted for Trump. 1 out of 2 white women voted for Trump. And everything that's happening right now is what they want. And other white people that don't have a fucking spine, or other white people that don't view their partners as human beings, that don't see their children, their biracial children, as human beings, they'll walk the fuck away. I'm calling it right now.
I don't know how true this is, but I see that the state of Indiana is trying to get rid of interracial marriage. And I just want to say that if that's true, guys, some of us are in trouble. Like, we have so much more important things going on in the world, from grocery prices to gas prices to education. And what we're focused on in America is interracial marriage. Interracial marriage, that's what we're working on right now. Guys, America is literally a joke right now. Trying to stop people from loving each other. Wow. That's literally rooted in so much hate, guys. I need America to get it together. We have way more important issues at hand. If you still support Swirl Love, hit that follow button. Let me know how you're feeling in the comments.
Interracial marriage could also be illegal in the US soon, and let me tell you why. So the case of Bergefell versus Hodges was the one that landmarked the same-sex marriage law that happened in the Supreme Court. Now, the interracial marriage law that happened in 1967, that case came from Loving versus Virginia. But the thing is these cases are very similar in the fact that it talks about people wanting to marry who they want to marry, right? So if a Bergefell versus Hodges is overturned, I would not be surprised if they go after Loving versus Virginia as well. And like I said before, it would be the same as Roe v. Wade in the fact that they would just leave it up to the states. So that means there could be certain states in the future that if, say, you're, a white person and you want to marry a black person or whatever the case may be, you might not be allowed to do that. Now, even though there's state legislators pushing for this, does that mean it will happen? Well, you never know. But I will keep you all updated as more information comes out about this, and let me know in the comments what you all think about it.
Hypocritical. That was Indiana Governor Mike Braun, and he was a Republican senator for the state at the time. The Supreme Court case he's talking about, Loving v. Virginia, was decided in the 1960s, and it basically says that states cannot ban interracial marriage. He's saying that that was federal overreach and the states should get to decide. But as we have seen in the past, when Republicans say, leave it to the states, what they really mean is they want the states to be free.
So Tennessee, mighty Tennessee, went ahead and passed a law, H.R. 878, where they allow conscious objectors for officiators so they can deny marriage to people based on their own beliefs. What does this do? This is bringing us back to the time of Jim Crow, where a pastor or a priest or anybody could say, I don't want to marry this couple because they are interracial, or I don't want to marry this couple based on their gender. And we're doing this under the idea of what? Freedom of religion. If your religion infringes in my rights, it's no longer freedom of religion. It is oppression. So this idea that freedom of religion should supersede everything, even if it steps on the neck of other people, is just ridiculous. There's only one solution to it right now, and is we have to vote blue. We have to go and get as many people as possible to vote. I am afraid of what the country is becoming, and I'm afraid of what the country will become if Trump gets elected, because he supports people like this. My name is Alex, this is my rant, and I'm out.
Yes, guys, this is what people have been saying on TikTok, and they're saying that the new administration is trying to ban interracial marriage, LGBTQ marriage, and all that. Maybe it's coming up because with everything that I've seen happening in the United States of America with the new administration, every law, every policies that they're actually putting out there, it's more of kind of history is repeating itself, and it's kind of like maybe this is the great America that they were talking about, you know, when they said, like, let's make America great again. Because so many people are asking, like, when was America great? Like, which year are you talking about? Which era are you guys talking about? And now, when we are looking at all the policies and everything that is actually being put out there, it's kind of, this is the greatness that they were talking about, you know. Greatness where there was no DEI, where Black Americans did matter, where Black Americans had no right to get better jobs in as much as they're so qualified. Even like the other video I did the other day of this Black American woman who decided to quit her job after she was, you know, instructed by her employer to not accept interviews or job interviews for people who send their resumes with black sounding names, which is quite crazy. It's happening in 2025, and that's why I'm saying it's kind of the American history is repeating itself, and this is why people need to talk much on these things, because if people don't talk about it, then I don't know where America is headed to. So interracial marriage was illegal, and even after it was made legal, people lived with social stigma, which I think still are till today, that even after legalization, couples often faced and still are facing discrimination, hostility, and isolation in communities, where even like you come across videos of maybe a black woman creating videos that is married to a Caucasian man and saying how the family side of the man, how they don't accept her, how they don't like her, and a lot of things, because I do come across such videos on TikTok. You can actually check, but in today's, you find like they are growing in numbers, where today interracial relationships are much more common. According to Pew Research, about 1 in 6 new marriages in the US are interracial, which I still think is good. But also this man on the video was saying that there is gonna be a big number of people, if they are told that you have to leave interracial marriage, or interracial marriage has been banned in the US, some of these people will leave their partners. And I was thinking about it, but I don't know, but it could be true. And you also find that the younger generation, the Gen Z and millennials, are the most open to interracial marriage, dating with social acceptance growing steadily. I hope it's gonna continue with like that, and no one is going to ban interracial marriage, because I believe people should have the right to date or get married to whoever they want to without caring about their skin color, about their race, about their ethnicity. Love has no boundaries. To me, that is what I believe in. Well, you also get to learn that acceptance has improved when it comes to interracial marriages, especially between white and black in the United States of America. Challenges still remain. Some families or communities may disapprove due to cultural or racial biases, like I've said, the videos that you come on social media and see. There are also stereotypes about dating someone of, you know, out of your race. Like couples often face assumptions such as fetishization, dating for the race, not for the person. And I've seen it happening so many times and people talking about it. And cultural misunderstandings or hypersexualization. So when this part is actually saying there are like challenges still to date, it has reminded me of a video that I did on, why people coming into terms or revealing to people that the fear of becoming minority in the United States of America. And this is why you find like most families will not be comfortable with someone marrying outside their race, because they're like, they don't want mixed kids. They just want, just all that, and they don't want mixed kids because, they are fearful of being treated the way they do treat other people. And also that video, I included a video of Jane Elliott where she was talking to a group of people, and she asked them if any of you would love to be treated the way Black Americans or Black people are treated in the United States of America. Please stand up. And no one stood up. And this actually shows you how these people know what they're doing. When you see them acting out there, they know what they're doing, and none of them would want to be treated the way Black Americans are treated in the United States of America. So when you see them voting as they voted and, believing that this was because we wanted better price of eggs, we wanted groceries price to be lowered down, we wanted no tax on tips, so many people that are not even working like where they get these tips, some of them that have their own big businesses, some of them don't even go to office, but they voted Black. They voted because they were promised no tax on tips and how there were gonna be tax cuts on, rich people in America. That was not actually the reason. And the reason as to, when you look and try to get to understand, is because most of them are like afraid of being the minority in the United States of America. With everything that has been happening, everything is actually finally catching up. Like whatever they've been planting is now all grown and ready to be harvested. And the reason as to why I'm saying this is that now you're coming across videos of European Americans on social media crying out how life is getting hard in the United States of America and how things are not working as they expected, and how they've always been sold a lie about the American dream, and how, they were voting to getting, a great America, or they were voting to make America great again. And now that things are not actually going their way, so many of them are out here crying and, saying how much they regret their vote, saying that they didn't know this was gonna happen. Like, how is this happening to America? Now they're actually getting to learn that the problem was not Black Americans, the problem was not illegal immigrants, and the problem has always been the rich privilege. Yes, they've always been benefiting from white privilege, but right now it's not helping them. And they also forget that this doesn't come with survival mechanism, the white privilege, and some of them are learning that right now. Maybe it's not too late for them. Some people on social media, especially like on TikTok, as you've seen this video, that social or political shifts could threaten rights like loving Virginia. For instance, discussions around Project 2025, where we've seen spawned speculation about banning interracial marriages. And in as much as there is no official proposal within Project 2025 to ban interracial marriages, who knows, like maybe it's gonna happen. We've seen this new administration, coming with policies that most people didn't expect that this was gonna happen. As much as there is no official proposal within Project 2025 to ban interracial marriages, there is one commentator or someone who commented and said, not a lawyer or any sort of expert, but the anonymous Supreme Court decisions in Loving Virginia seems to put interracial marriage on solid ground. So we don't know what's gonna happen. People are also commenting that me and my fiance are thinking about it, legit starting to freak out. And if it were to happen, then let's be real, all mixed white people will not be considered white, bringing back the one-drop rule. So this is actually from Reddit. I'm just going through because I was researching these online to get to see if there is something like this happening or someone who's come with such a statement. So there are no credible proposals currently existing, but we don't know what's gonna happen. So yeah, only Senator Mike Brown has publicly suggested that interracial marriage should be left to states, and he later walked back those remarks and there is no other US senator has taken this position, and the right to interracial marriage remains firmly protected under both Supreme Court precedent and federal state. So if you've seen any other information rather than what I've provided here and what you can check online, maybe you can tell us on the comments section. I don't know what you all think, because now so many people are like, oh no, this is not happening, like why should this be happening in the United States of America? But this is what I just found looking into this, because so many people are worried, like if this is happening, then what's gonna happen to me and my fiancé, my kids, our kids? No, like just keep on understanding that interracial marriage is family protected under federal law, and unless otherwise, we'll keep on researching and let you know. Let me know what your thoughts are on the comment section. Thank you so much for watching up to this part, and until the next episode, bye.